Hello, welcome to the Williamsburg Address. This is Kayla Jones and Allison Sakamore here, and today we are going to be going over.
Would you rather? There's 2,000 questions. Good news for you, we're not going to read all 2,000 today, but we're going to pick some out. I have to put my glasses on, and I'm going to read them, and then Kayla and I will both give our answers randomly. And then you can maybe share some of these with a spouse, a friend, a colleague, a neighbor, whoever you run into. Would you rather? Okay,
Yes. All right, here we go.
would you rather play with silly putty or Play-Doh?
I guess
That's
Play-Doh?
Play-Doh. Do you remember Play-Doh? You could use the cookie cutters. You could put it through a machine,
Mm-hmm.
slice it with scissors. I like the smell
Yeah.
of Play-Doh. That's kind of weird. But
I think most people like the smell of Play-Doh. It's kind of, yeah, it is weird. They made it so you like the smell, but it's a distinct smell, so you always know what it is. Yep.
right.
Yeah, I'd say Play-Doh with that one.
Okay. Would you rather have Velcro hands or feet?
Hmm. Velcro hands or feet? Probably probably the hands.
The
Only
hand.
because can you imagine having to unvelcro for every single step?
Yeah. It would be a nightmare. Think of everywhere you walk, the stuff would
Yeah.
get into your feet. Then what if you put your shoes on? Like you can't even wear your shoes.
Yeah,
How
no, you
dry?
can't.
You can have the most random stuff. I would also do hands as well, and that maybe would be a good thing to carry things with.
That's what I was about to say. For like groceries, you have to
Yes,
bring them in from the car. You can just Velcro everything, have some type of Velcro system, and then you can get them on in very quickly, one trip.
if you had to pick up or walk your dog, or you could like just put Velcro on and take care of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, would you rather have breakfast for dinner or pizza for breakfast every day for a year?
Mm. Breakfast for dinner.
I would agree. I would do breakfast. We did that growing up. We would do breakfast for dinner. Like we'd make
Yeah.
French toast or pancakes,
Hmm.
eggs, bacon, sausage, the whole meal. We actually, that was our Christmas Eve dinner. Isn't that weird? We would have eggs and ham. That's my grandfather grew up with it. So eggs,
Hmm.
ham, toast, but that's what we would have for Christmas Eve.
Wow. Yeah, we did that a lot growing up too, and then at CNU, every certain day, I forgot which day it was, but they would have breakfast for dinner in one of the dining halls. So it's a normal thing, but I don't know for every day for a year.
For pizza, I couldn't eat.
I
I
couldn't
would,
do pizza.
no.
That would drive me insane.
Okay, here's another one. Would you rather go without electricity or running water for a week?
I guess my question is my water heater electric or is it gas? That
It's
might determine it.
it's running water, so any water. You can't have access to any water.
Any water. I'm gonna have to go with I'd rather have the running water.
Me too. I think I
Yeah.
need to brush my teeth,
Yes.
take,
Shower.
use your bathroom. During the day, you'd have light out. You could get stuff done.
Hmm.
Maybe you wouldn't be able to have air conditioning, but I mean, you can live, if you can live without it. But
I mean,
yeah,
being here, we've done that before with the hurricanes.
right. Exactly. We've all practiced.
Thankfully, yeah. Thankfully, we haven't had. I'm not even gonna say that. We're just gonna go on to the next question
Okay,
because
let me put it back on.
not gonna jinx anything.
Okay. Would you rather always leave the party early or always be the last to leave?
Hmm.
Okay, I already know for me, I'm not leaving any party
Yeah,
early.
I know you were
You
not.
know, I'll agree to be the last to leave. That's for me.
Yeah, I probably would be the last to leave. The early, just to be there, and then I'm gonna feel like I went out and got all dressed or whatever just for a second, and then I gotta go take it off again. No, I'd rather be the last to leave because then
Yes,
that's when other things happen too. You might go to part two, like, hey, who wants to go get pizza at
that's
10 o'clock at
right.
night?
The party. Yes, you
Yeah.
have to. Exactly.
Yep.
Okay. Would you rather live in a house with no roof or no windows?
Mm. Hmm. No roof. I feel like I could do something. I couldn't live with in a box. No windows, no light. Mm-mm.
You would live in with no roof?
Yeah,
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I would have to have a roof because I would be worried about all my stuff getting wet or damaged or the elements coming in. Where the windows, I could walk outside. So this would be the same if I go on a cruise ship. I don't mind. I've cruised where I have a balcony to where you can get outside and you can see where you're docking and you can have breakfast out there. Or you cruise cheaper if you do an interior room with no windows, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can walk out your door and you can walk out to the deck and you can walk all around and you can be outside essentially. So for me, I think I would just do the no windows.
I don't. I can't imagine being like everything is like you're in a closet. You're stuck or in a bathroom that doesn't have any windows. That's what it is all day. And imagine if you just want to stay in, at least here I could look up
Yeah, that's true.
and have some fresh air. I don't know.
Get up and fans and pretend I'm outside and have the view. I'll put some mirrors up that look like windows.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. Would you rather snoop through your enemy's phone or snoop around their home?
Hmm. The phone. That's where everything's at. I don't
Yeah.
know why. Why would I want to see the enemy's phone though, or their house? Am I trying to get revenge?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you could do in there that or find that I don't know. I'm not a snooper, but if you had to do something, maybe I would do the house just to see how they lived and maybe get a better understanding of how their brain worked.
Hmm.
You know?
True.
That's a picture of when you go in someone's home. I mean, it really tells a lot about them as a person.
Yeah, it
How
is.
they how they keep their house, maybe their style.
Hmm.
You know, you learn a lot about a person.
You do. You surely do. We see it all the time.
Yes. Okay. Would you rather have your own private island or your own airline?
I'd say my own airline so I can go wherever because I could have my own private island. But then I'm going to be like, oh, I want to go see what they have. I want to try their food. I want to do this. The
Yeah.
airline is easier and it'll be cheaper. And I could explore everything I wanted to.
And anytime you wanted to, if you were like off and you're like, oh, this afternoon I want to fly over here, you could. You know, you could always
Hmm.
be present as much as you wanted to. Okay.
I'd hit every place I wanted to, all the islands.
Would you rather have Jurassic Park be real? Have you seen those movies with the dinosaurs?
Hmm.
Yeah. Or have more Disney worlds be built? Have you been to Disney World?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would rather just the Disney worlds be built and then all the people that love and are obsessed with Disney, they would have more opportunities to go. I don't want to have a dinosaur looking me in my eye or trying to chase me. But yeah, Disney World for me, it was cool to see. It wasn't as, I guess, as many rides and stuff as I thought there would be.
Okay. Yeah, I think they've done the parks over several times, so it would allow them to just grow and not have to remove some of those original rides that maybe I remember going on as a kid, but now as an adult they're not there because they've changed that map. And I think too, maybe some other locations that maybe make it more accessible for people. So maybe then
Mhm.
the cost could come down, but it's definitely like there's something for me like very magical about it. I went only once as a child for a day, and then I've took my kids many times actually, and I've gone as an adult. And this year I got my first Disney ears, which was amazing.
Oh.
And
Uh-huh.
I said they ought to be something we should normalize it. You should be able to wear them anywhere. You could have clip-ons that attach for different best time in there. There's something about it that makes me happy. You feel light. You see other people happy. So yes, I think it's great. I would also say more Disney Worlds.
You
Okay,
can go ahead. I want to see you at the next time you have to go out with a client where you're Disney.
put them on. Okay, let me see here. Some of these are really bad. Okay, would you rather have bourbon or coffee?
Say that one more time.
Rather take a bath in bourbon or coffee?
Bourbon or coffee?
What's
I'm
bourbon really mean? Like it's, I mean, I've seen bourbon ice cream. I've seen it in food,
Hmm.
and I've never seen it in skin cream. Like I have seen coffee skin
Yeah,
cream or body wash, so I've seen that in a body wash, but not bourbon body wash.
that's true.
Bourbon scented, but I've seen bourbon in food items. So I would probably say coffee, just because I think it won't be as bad for my skin.
That's true. Let's see. It's a grain mixture. I want to,
Grain.
let me see. I'm gonna see what it says.
Okay.
Can you bathe in bourbon? Let's see. We're gonna see what it says. What AI says. While
Okay.
you can technically add bourbon to a bath, it is generally not recommended as it causes skin dryness, itching, and potential irritation due to the high alcoholic content. So yeah, I guess I'll be going with the coffee as well.
As well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then we're gonna be very caffeinated. So I guess you're gonna be either at very hyper or you're gonna be ready to go to sleep. So depending on which one you go with.
Would you rather have a barbecue on the beach or on top of a mountain?
Oh, the beach.
The beach.
Yes.
You know this the beach, we'll tell our story about our beach that we went on that you can take cars on, right? So you can drive on a beach out at the Outer Banks and there people do barbecue on the beach. But the wind content, you have to be really careful with the wind and your smoke and fire and all of that. I think for me, probably the beach because I'm not sure how I'm getting all that equipment to the top of the mountain to have a barbecue. Like I'm gonna have to carry the grill and all the food and the cooler and everything I want. I'd rather just drive out on the beach, and even if I have to carry it out there, it's much easier than doing it top of a mountain.
Yeah. And the beach is like you could eat, you can hang out on the beach in your chair, get in the water, go back, eat. Yeah. That just sounds like a great day.
It does. Would you rather plan a family reunion or a class reunion? You did do a class reunion, actually, didn't
Yeah,
you?
and I've been apart before, not really apart because I was younger, but with family reunions. The class reunion, I feel like it's just easier if everybody, you have a small group of people that's kind of on the same page. Like for our class reunion, our 10 year, we had it at a, what is it, Strange Ways Brewery. Everybody
Yes.
bought their own drinks. I provided a drink for everybody, just part of marketing as a realtor. But everybody brought their own stuff. One of the presidents brought some cake, a little bit of nibbles, and that was it. It wasn't
You never.
paying,
Yeah.
$70 for. I was like, no, we can save that part and wait until it's like our 50th. I mean, why do we have to? I don't. I don't see the point of having to pay that much money just to go and hang out with some people that we haven't seen in a long time. Doing it
Right.
cheaper, you get more people there, especially when
Yeah.
you're in your 10 year, maybe 20 year, 30 year. Okay, I guess you can start spending money. More people will be willing to, but just the overall amount of people, it's like if you want people there, don't try to get them to spend 50 plus dollars and they have to travel in. It's like, but we had a good turnout and it was easy. Everybody paid for themselves. I think everybody liked that because it was just good to do. Family reunions, everybody's related. So then it's like, you're not going to tell me what I can. Who wants to do that? Yeah, but I think it's not that hard, but it's more trying to get everybody on the same page and everybody thinks that they're right because it's family and then you're dealing with family.
My mom planned a family reunion at a bed and breakfast in Pennsylvania, and some of the family all lived locally, and then some of us had to travel in. And
Hmm.
it was really fun. Like we played games, and staying on the property was a great way to really connect with everybody. But yes, it's stressful with you feel more responsibility because they
Hmm.
are family coming in that you want to make sure that everything is right. Where the class reunion, right, you haven't seen these people in 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. Okay, great. I'm going to come and see you for an evening, but I don't need to know where you're staying and know what, worry about what you're eating for breakfast the next day and how long and when you're going to leave. All of that is to the side. So
Yeah.
I would say family, I think for me, but it is more work. I mean, definitely, and more responsibility the bigger the family. Our family is kind of small, so we're
That's
not
what I
as
was about to say. The difference of what my perspective of what I'm talking about is like, you could have 300 people for a family reunion or more. It's not like, 20 people getting together and that's the family. So when I'm thinking of a family reunion, I'm thinking
yeah.
about
You're
a lot of
Big.
people. Yeah. And trying to get everything together and make sure everybody has,
Yeah.
information of what they may need. That's a lot of work because I've seen it been done. My
Right.
grandma, she was planning a lot of those on that, committee of the family and planning and having t-shirts done and all this other stuff
Yeah.
and the food and the coordinating, people paying and parking, location. It's a lot of work. The class reunion for me in that instance, that would be the easier way to go. But if I had, if it was a smaller family, then that makes it a little bit, it's more easy to get together.
It's more, yeah, definitely more. Would you rather be under 5 feet tall or over 7 feet tall?
Over.
And it doesn't say that you're athletic, so don't think your height is going to mean like you're a star basketball player or everything else, but just you'll have a better visual, I guess, of the world.
If I feel like I would do the 7 feet because I feel anybody that tall, somebody's going to try to get you out there. And even if you aren't all that athletic, you can do something and get paid for it. You can do something and be
True.
paid very nicely. So I'm gonna go with the 7 feet. Now, being a woman, 7 feet, whew, that'd be tough.
And now probably pick shorter. Like I'm five
Mhm.
four, so being down to 5 feet, I don't think that'll be that much difference for me. I guess even if I'm a little bit under. Um, the 7 feet, I don't know. I just know with like getting in cars, finding clothes, like all of that would be really challenging. I think you'd almost have everything custom. Your seat would have
Yeah.
to be all the way back to the car. I mean, it just going under
Hmm.
door frames, showing houses where they're normal, 6 foot ceilings or whatever, like you would have trouble, it'd be like a
Yeah.
little doll. So I probably would pick the other.
Now you think of, well, from in my perspective, like a lot of people in my family are very tall. So it's stuff that, that kind of stuff, that's just kind of normal for them to have custom and all that stuff or not be able to get into the house. So that's just where growing up, sometimes I go into houses now, I'm like, oh yeah, my uncle and my dad would not be able to get in here because it's too short. So I guess that's another thing. Kind of had that experience in a sense.
Would you rather read hardcover books or read in a digital format like a Kindle?
I have never done a Kindle, so I can't say that. I've been reading hardcover books because that's all I have. Like I'll go to the store and buy another book. I have a bunch of good books from my grandmother when she passed that I've been reading. So right now I'm sticking with the hardcover books because that's what I have.
Like, so I have always been, I love reading, I always have, and I was always a hard book as well. So I would always buy the book, and I had authors that I probably have all of their books. I think I've lent you some of them, or given you some. But I did, my beau got me a Kindle for my birthday, and it's a digital. And the thing that I do like about it is it's very thin. I can take it in my purse. So if I'm sitting at the pharmacy or I'm waiting at the doctor appointment or I'm doing something where I'm having to wait, I can pull the book out and read it. So it's not carrying a big book. I can just have it on there and I can have
Mhm.
multiple books going at the same time. So I can also download free books from the library. I can get on a wait list from the library. I can also have backlit, so it's more lit, and I can also select my font. So I can do it where it's a bigger bold for me that has to put glasses on to read. And then it tells you your reading time. Like at the bottom, it'll tell you you have this much read, the percentage of the book, and like how long it would take you to read the book. So I have changed over. Do I still love having a hardback book at times? And if you want to make a note inside of it or touch the pages. Yes, there is definitely something about connection in that way. But the digital format is just so easy on a plane, anywhere you go. I remember Ava, my daughter, is an avid reader as well. And we went to the beach and we were there a couple days and she had brought like 3 books and she had read them all. I mean, that's how quick she can read. And then she said, we have to go out to the bookstore to get more books. And it's like, if you had a Kindle, you would be able to just jump on there and get more from the library.
That's true.
I did get her a Kindle. I don't know that she's gotten away from her real book touching, but she does have one if she wants to.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm
Try
at.
to use it, not
Mm-hmm.
switch.
Yeah, once I get through with these, I might get on to the Kindle because being able to have books from the library would be really nice to be able to
Yeah.
do. And just me being more germaphobe. I don't really want to be reading, bringing books from the library into the bed because that's where I'm going to be reading. So that's just a good idea.
And it is even a new book that comes out, like you can get on a wait list for it and it'll send you
Mhm.
reminders so you can see it. But like I'll be out in a bookstore and I'll actually write down or take a picture of a cover that maybe interests me that I've read part of the book and then go into the Kindle and look for it and see if I can get on a wait list. They also have recommended lists so I can look up by crime, I can look up by house, I could look up, autobiography, however,
Nice.
fiction, nonfiction, you can do that as well. So I do like it. Oh, here, this is funny. I know how we'll answer this, but this is a question. Would you rather have a real estate license or a private detective license?
I don't know. With all this craziness in real estate, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, real estate license it is.
Yes, that's right. Both of us would say we would rather and do. So, very good. Would you rather blow all your money at a casino or on lottery tickets?
All my money. That's a hard question. What would you do? I'm trying to think.
Okay, so if I've gone to a casino, we did a bet when we were there in Vegas of $5. We lost it literally in 30 seconds. So we didn't put any more money in. If I go, I've played the slot, but it's usually a nickel or a penny slot. So you can see I'm not a
Mhm.
big gambler. And I'm not one that loves going and sitting in there. It's fun to like bing, 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 and you hear all the little sounds, but I don't want to be
Mhm.
sitting there all night long. Lottery tickets, there is something fun about scratching off and seeing if you win. I guess if you're buying them in that way or going in and you buy them when it's a big mega drawing and everyone's excited. But I've
Yeah,
never had any like luck at those either. So I would say probably the experience of the casino would override just scraping lottery tickets in my kitchen, of going and like hearing all the noises and maybe I have a chance. But the Wheel of Fortune machine and just the app would be more fun if I
hmm,
had to lose all my money. I'd rather have probably more fun doing it than just scratching off and being disappointed.
that's true. I agree with that. I agree with that. But then I feel like the scratching off, if you buy the whole roll, maybe you'd win more.
That's
Maybe. I don't know. I would think that, but I know also with like if you throw in another one that's big now, sports betting. I think I'd rather deal with that because that has a better odds.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess depending or horse racing. We've done the horse racing where you go
Yes.
and watch that
Yep.
stats and they're you get to actually see the horse in person and you won. You won doing that. You
Yes,
were a
I
big winner
did.
at the
I did. My first time. Went a
Oh.
little bit. Went a little bit. It wasn't much. I don't even remember how much it was.
Okay, would you rather find all of your missing socks or never lose your favorite pen again? Do you have a favorite pen that writes really well that you prefer to use?
Yeah, but it's more so in the moment, not so much that I'm always looking for that pen. I really like the Sharpie rose gel pen that's a rose color on the outside, so I bought a pack of those. So whenever I have to write, if I can get one of those, then I'll use that. But like I said, I got it in a pack, so maybe finding all my missing socks and putting them back where they're supposed to be might be better for me.
I know. I still don't understand
My
how
pen.
socks go. That's
That's
really nice. It
my
must be
Sharpie
like black.
pen. Yep, it's an S gel. Yep, and the right's black. It's very,
Yeah. Oh, that's
like I said, I always got one on me because I got a pack of them. That is
Do you tend to write more with black ink or blue ink?
black.
Black, me too.
Hmm. I
Okay,
don't know
would
if
you
you
rather less stress in your life or less responsibility? Less stress or less responsibility?
isn't responsibility stress?
That is true. More responsibility, probably the more stressed you are. That's correct.
I'd say less stress. I think that equal that brings it all down.
Okay, this one's crazy. Would you rather drive backwards down a busy street or ride a bike down a huge hill blindfolded?
Drive backwards, because then I'd feel like me and Sean, we've been watching The Night Agent, which is on Netflix, and it's one of those shows where they're doing a bunch of things, FBI, all that stuff together.
I would
So all the craziness that's been going on in there, I feel like I'd be confident to drive backwards.
rather, and I'll tell you this, when I learned to drive, my stepfather took me to a parking lot and literally made me drive around it nonstop backwards. because he claimed it was the most powerful gear of the car. So here I am driving nonstop backwards. Of course, I can drive without cameras. My current car has cameras. Blindfolded, no vision at all, and you're just going to not know if you're going to hit a car or something? Absolutely not. I would rather do driving backwards.
Yeah. I know, like when we were younger and the neighborhood we lived in, it was this big slope down. And we would go down there on our bikes and, all the crazy things that you do when you're little. That now, I've been down there because there was a house down that way. And I just looked and I was like, I can't believe we were going down this on our bikes. One of our friends had a scooter. Like, I remember it vividly. And it was a dirt. Yeah. Just like if you
Yeah.
felt the things we did, but that's, the childhoods that we had that so many kids don't get to have now where, it's it's unfortunate that people don't go outside and play anymore, but it's character development.
It is character development. If you needed a drink, it was out of the water hose. You were gone all day. I
Hmm.
mean, I remember when I was in third grade and I was a latchkey kid. My mom worked, and I would ride my bike across town
Hmm.
by myself under a highway tunnel to get to the neighborhood swimming pool, the community swimming pool, stay there all day. I'd have money for the little concession stand. I'd have my towel. I'd meet my friends there. And then at the end of the day, I would bike my way home all by myself. So you wouldn't do that nowadays, right? People would be like, what is going on?
No,
But
no, no,
that was the
no.
childhood, of the time in the life that you could do those things. Would you rather play on a roller derby team or an ice hockey team?
Ice hockey, they do too much fighting. You said
Yes.
roller derby?
Yeah, like roller skating.
Oh, okay. Never heard roller derby. That's why I was like, let me think of what that is. Yeah, I do the roller skating.
Yeah, I would do the roller skating too.
Hmm.
I love roller skate. I used to go on the weekends in seventh and eighth grade. So I literally could skate and turn my leg over. And I did it several years ago and can still do it. My kids, I took them all roller skating when they were younger. So I would like the roller derby. The ice hockey, I've taken ice skating lessons as a kid as well. It's too cold. Like it's cold out there. You
Yeah.
have to be bundled up. You have to wear a hat
Hmm.
and glove and else. So yeah. Would you rather find Waldo or explore with Dora?
Explore with Dora.
And the map.
Yeah, I'd explore, be in different places, see different
Yeah,
things, different food. Yeah, I do that one. Sounds like our
I
Bahamas.
agree. Do you remember on our cruise we had the Facebook? We went on a cruise together, actually to Mexico, right around COVID time. And do you remember there was a Facebook page? There were certain people that stood out on the page of like commenting or saying what they were going to be doing, and it was almost a game to try to find them on the ship. Remember, we were kind of
Yep.
looking for different people. Oh, did you see this person? And other people were looking for them. We didn't. I didn't see anybody. I'd rather explore with Dora, do the map, see new areas, be out there walking around and not just intently looking for one person. Okay.
All right. This is the last one.
Last one. Okay. Would you rather have Adele or John Legend sing at your wedding?
Adele.
You would. She is
I like
romantic,
John
isn't she?
Legend, but I love Adele.
Her voice is amazing and just I think the emotion in it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, this will be the last one.
Okay.
Would you lick the face by a dog or a toddler?
Ew. I take the toddler. Licked in the face. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have a kid than a dog. Dogs, they lick everything.
Their tongue, I have to look it up, but I thought somewhat their tongues weren't as dirty as you think. I don't really know, but I would say I have gotten licked in the face by my dog.
Mm.
I don't recall being licked in the face by my child. Maybe they did, but kissing me, but not licking my face. So I probably would pick a dog just because I've had it.
Mm.
Toddler, I don't
No.
know.
Oh, I don't want no dog licking me in my face. Nope. Yeah, I can see. Nope. Okay. Alrighty. Well, there are our
Uh,
Would You Rather from the Williamsburg Address. And we'll see you on the next
that's
episode.
right. Yep, look forward to it. Bye.